when I've heard Luos, I'm 55, when I've heard people of my generation talk about slavery, they talk about it in terms of Caribbean, people taken from West Africa, some were brought back. But I haven't heard any talk about the slavery in East Africa, especially the slavery among the Luo. And they really fished among the Luo. I haven't heard them talk about it. Again, I don't know whether it's whether my observation is correct, but I don't think I'm very wrong in assuming that our people do not associate themselves with slavery. I don't know whether it's because they were not told by their ancestors or parents, but I know that my father told me that when he grew up, it was common knowledge that people were disappearing. Even my own siblings do not know that our great-grandfather was taken as slave. But I often sat with my father, and this is what makes the difference. Just visiting and sitting, I sat with my father many times. I spent a lot of time with my father just listening to him. And I wanted to hear, what were the stories you people had when you were young? And I talked to him about post-slavery syndrome, the book I read by de Groot. And he told me, oh, ours hasn't been written yet. The slave. Then he told me about the story of his great-grandfather. And he, of course, he wasn't alive, he had been told by his father. And his father had been told by his own father. So passing on the stories to the next generation is important. It's important orally, but it's more important that we document it. Because otherwise we will... I have to be careful when I say this, because my parents always said I have to be careful what I say, because it tends to come to pass. If we do not tell our children that we were once slaves, that people used to come in the night and sleep, because in other places they would raid those tribes in the day. But with us, they used to come and raid them, pick them, because they knew we were warriors, so they wouldn't invade us, we'll kill them. So the slave traders used to come along the lake at night. So it's like stealing people, yeah? So if we do not know that that happened, we may not be aware about these other people who are now sneaking into Kenya, yeah? They're not just stealing our people, they're stealing our culture. They are stealing our culture, and they are also stealing our hopes. If someone steals your car, you can one day save and buy another one. But if someone steals your hope, if someone steals your dreams, they can leave you in a worse state than if you had never had dreams. And I'll tell you why I'm saying this. It's because in traditional Africa, our community as a Luo, our decisions about the Luo would be made by the Luo elders, the clan elders. But in modern Kenya, decisions are made elsewhere. They are not made by us. So you find that we become bound by decisions made elsewhere. And I'll give you an example why that is important for us right now. When Egypt was facing a drought, Egypt, Joseph, the king, Pharaoh had a dream, and Joseph translated for it, that this year of 3 years of bumper harvest, 6 years of bumper harvest will be followed by years of leanness, meaning drought, meaning famine, widespread. So what happened is Joseph then advised him, because he was given the opportunity, let's build silos in every town where during the bumper harvest we can keep the crops, and during the times of during the times of difficulties, first people gave a cow, they get maize. They gave animals, they got maize. Then it reached a point, they even mortgaged their land. They were hungry, they didn't care. They mortgaged their land for food. When they finished their land, they mortgaged themselves. Okay, take us to be bonded slaves. The situation of the economic situation in Kenya is reaching the point. I heard the other day, I saw in the paper somebody saying, I'm willing to sell my kidney to get food. And therefore, when we think as a people about where we are and where we'd like to go, I'd like, perhaps it's helpful to put it within the context of Kenya today. And I think it's very important that we as a Luo people be able to know what's in our constitution. The reason why that is important is because not everyone who calls himself a Luo is for the Luos. We've had people go out there and betray the secrets of the Luo so that other people are able to break our strength. Other people are able to undermine the Luos because they know the secrets of the Luos. And then I think people should know the Constitution. Read the Constitution, know what bills are being passed through the Parliament, and be able to hold to account our members of Parliament. How would we hold them to account? By telling them we don't agree with this particular one. The thing with Kenya is right now we don't have any opposition party in the real sense of a shadow government. But even if we had, we need to look at our interests as a Luo. We need to come up with a plan. We need to come up with a development plan. We need to be able to identify key industries in specific areas and start invigorating these key industries. Because in the absence of fishing in the lake, in the absence of cotton, I don't know what else we have. Academic used to be an industry we run, but it's no longer ours. We don't have enough universities. We need to start thinking outside the box. We need to start some cottage industries that bring in income, money makers. And there are enough of us involved outside here in writing grants and so on who would be able to do that. But we need people to work with at home. Sometimes I feel like our people have given up. It sort of feels like when Jesus looked on Jerusalem and said they're like sheep without a shepherd. Yeah? And sometimes I feel like we are moving on like sheep without a shepherd, and we've never been like that before. So I believe that there are rights that will be some things that were done wrong in previous generations, and they will be corrected in this generation. That's all I can say for now. Africanus.